Rolling. I honestly didn't read the questions either because I wanted to just be authentic and not overthink things.
I could tell you're an overthinker, so like you get anxiety easily.
Yeah. Anxiety? No. But I will overthink to the point where like I want the perfect answer and there's no such thing. So I just decide to I do so much better when I don't study for a test. Just go in and just authentic. Just be myself. So I figure with this is like the best way to do it. If I read through them at all, I would really just like try to think of a good response.
That's like how I feel about the beginning part. Like I hate scripted stuff. So the part where I'm like, I'm here with, I hate that part. That's what it is.
Authentic.
Okay.
Hey guys.
That's how I start.
No, yeah, you do the introduction and then you break that barrier of like, is this a normal person or is this like someone with soul? And then you show your soul. Because people wouldn't normally do that, I'm sure.
It's weird talking to someone that like understands.
Is it? I think it's perfect. I think it's really refreshing because most people I talk to are just, I don't know, most conversations I have on a daily basis are exhausting. And this kind of stuff gives me energy, not things.
I used to get exhausted by different energies until I realized like you have to have a block to a certain degree to not take it out.
Do that. I just let it, if someone comes up to me and they like start venting to me about stuff, I'm like, okay, what is it? Where are we gonna start? What is this? And like an hour goes by and I'm just telling me another story and I'm like, I give them great advice and I'm like, fuck, I'm very
Sounds
go home and
familiar.
feel like I need to take a nap. And then text me the next day, dude, I gotta talk to you.
Well, when you have that type of energy, it can be addicting. So people are really drawn to it, and they just naturally want to open up.
But I just want to get stronger. It's like, don't say I can't. Everyone says I can't, but I'm not even truly believe I can. So I think my scheme is the strongest of all.
Even if you help one person, it's a domino effect.
Exactly. It's like a butterfly. Cascades. I can pay for the person behind me fine. You know, that makes sense. There.
That's true. Okay, let's try to do this intro thing.
You got this.
I'm here with Matt McDonough today.
Matt
McDonough?
McDonough.
McDonough. McDonough.
Yeah.
Okay. One more time. I'm here with Matt McDonough.
You gotta get the handles to start. Matt McDonough.
Okay.
Just love his Matt McDonough.
I'm here with Matt McDonough,
Hey guys.
and I just wanted to get into like how it was growing up for you, and then you joining the military, and then eventually becoming like a fitness influencer. So, what was it like growing up for you?
I hate the term influencer. I'm creative. But growing up was definitely really hard, as like I'm sure a lot of people on podcasts. Just like in general, nobody goes through an easy life, but I didn't really have much parental upbringing, like not a lot of family or anything like that. So like I got in a lot of trouble, sold a lot of drugs, didn't go to school, almost didn't graduate because I missed 180 days my senior year because I would just rather do anything else because I hated being in school. I had the worst ADHD ever. Like my mom used to crush up Adderall and put it in my animals before school because I would have taken the pill. But like I could not sit still in my class. That was like crazy. And so yeah, dad wasn't really around much. My relationship with my family was very, I won't get into it, but not very good. And I lacked discipline and structure. I thought I could do whatever I want. I had my own God complex because I made a lot of money selling drugs and stuff. And then, yeah, I got a felony for 2 pounds of marijuana in my car. And like, it was like 40,000 hours of community service, I forget. And then, or like jail time, and then a bunch of stuff. But I was in the delayed entry program trying to become a Marine because I preached about that, talked about that, wanted to change my life and everything. And again, God literally moving through my body in this time of like just trying to preach, trying to be better, trying to be pure, my authentic self in front of this person, just trying to tell them like I just want to get out of this environment. I feel like I've been really held back, and it was just all I knew. I was domesticated into this, and I just really want to change. And it was very hard for me to get into the Marine Corps, but it ended up being the best thing that ever happened structure and all the things that I needed like really bad. And I didn't realize that, so I hated it first because I was like, this is horrible. They're telling me what to do. They're telling me where I have to go and like I have to be up at this time. Like, so I battled ego really hard at first, and then I ended up really excelling, and like I was meritorious every rank, graduate guy from boot camp. Like I was very passionate about the Marine Corps. And then I was 22 years old, so what any young 22-year-old in the military does. My best friend at the time, her name was Rita Castillo. We got married and wanted to reap the benefits of the marriage in the Marine Corps and get increased housing allowance, pay, all these amenities and everything like that. And we loved each other so much, and he was very young. And lo and behold, she got pregnant. And we had Nevaeh Minara, and December 13th, and she was the most amazing thing like that has ever happened to me in my entire life. She was the light of the world. Like she, in every way of the word, like everyone loves their children. Everyone thinks their children are like the most special thing in the world. But consciously, people would be around her and be like, "This child is different. She's very smart, very aware spiritually. She would keep me in track of things and like just be like Dad, I know. Like if I would cuss or if I did something wrong." Or if like something was out of line, like she would correct it. Instead of like, her curiosity was like so amazing that she would like know the right things to do before we even taught her. So she actually taught me, I swear to this day, more than I taught her. Like she was so smart and so aware of things, and she was so in tune with nature, so connected on such a deep level. And it wasn't just me, so I can say like our family members, friends, everyone around us was like, wow, she's really different. This is really special. She literally was like, I'm telling you, she was like the brightest light that you could ever imagine. And she was just so bubbly, so happy, so carefree. She never hurt anyone. She would share everything. She would like give her last piece of something, which was very rare for a child. But like if she had one more thing and some last word, she would instantly like want to give, want to like be loving. And it was just a very natural thing for her. And like just watching her gave me so much strength to become a better person, like in the craziest way that like I was like, I need to be better for her, because if she's this amazing, she's gonna look at me and think I'm horrible, right? Like, so I never wanted to disappoint her. And it gave me the most like energy I've ever had in my life, where I started pursuing like things about myself, trying to train people, trying to coach, trying to do social media, post my progression, post her, post my family. I was staying till 4 a.m. making YouTube videos, just anything I could do to like create and like express that amazing energy that I was feeling. I just wanted to show it to the world. She was doing a bunch of my YouTube videos and everything else, and she was every single bit of my content before was like having to do with her. And then, long story short, through everything, I got out of the Marine Corps after my 4 years. Big part of that being NJP for refusing the COVID vaccine and not wanting the vaccine, and fighting that and like the whole COVID thing and everything like that. I ended up getting NJP, so I was like, this isn't for me. And this is what so I was seeing this other girl at the time, and I hold a lot of guilt and shame for this even to this day, because this weekend I was supposed to be with Bea, and I asked Ruby, my baby mother, if I could postpone to the next weekend, because my ex had scheduled a trip to Hawaii, and it was like a surprise trip, and I was like so excited that I was like, and I was seeing Bea pretty regularly and everything. I never thought that I wouldn't have just more time, and I should have put her first above anything else, and I realize that now, and like that guilt and shame has killed me like every single day. But I went to Hawaii with my ex and came back, and we were back for like 3 days, and I got the call from a detective in the morning, and they said that they had gotten in the neighbor's pool and drowned. And I went into complete shock, and like the girl that I was with at the time broke down spontaneously crying. She was just like an absolute wreck, and I didn't understand why she was acting like that. I was like, this isn't real. Like, why are you doing this? My brain shut off, and I've never felt that before in my life. Like, I've never had the feeling of like, this is a complete dream. This is not real, and my brain believed it, and I just couldn't process anything. And I think it was like 2 or 3 days later, I woke up and it kind of set in, and I couldn't eat anything, I couldn't sleep, I couldn't do anything, and then I just got very, very angry, and I wanted answers. I wanted to go there. I wanted the world to burn. I just hated everything, everyone. I didn't understand why it happened. I blamed God. I cussed God out. I literally hated myself to every sense of the word. Completely left my relationships, secluded myself, went all the way over to Boston, and just basically didn't leave my couch for a year. I barely went to the gym. I couldn't do anything. I used every vice, alcohol, drinking, smoking, even just random women, to just try and just make myself feel better. And I just could not connect to anyone or anything. And it was I don't even know how to describe the feeling. I thought I was gonna die. I wouldn't have kill myself. I just don't believe in that. I just think it's selfish because I love my mother so much. I love my brother and sister so much. I have a little brother and a little sister. And it would put all that fear feeling onto them. So I don't believe in that. But I thought I was physically going to die from pain. I thought something was gonna happen where my soul was gonna die or my heart was gonna die. I thought I was gonna die. And I don't know why, that's the only way I can describe that, but I thought I was gonna die. And so I didn't care about drugs and alcohol or anything like that. I didn't care that I was killing myself because I didn't care in general about anything. And this is before I found any kind of spirituality or religion or anything like that at all. It's I always believed in something guiding me and source or the universe or something like that, and law of attraction. But me begging for any kind of clarity to God or whoever, I would literally pray and say, God, ancestors, deities, guardians, angels, guardians, universe, deities, whatever looking over me, whatever's guiding me, please just give me an answer. Just please guide me. Please just do something with this. I can't hold this anymore. Please take it. I was begging. I could not hold it anymore. It was too heavy. And even to this day, talking about thinking back to that version of myself, it seems so long ago. He was just so freaking desperate. And I remember that's when her favorite thing was butterflies. She loved butterflies more than anything in the world. Certain kids like little dolls or ponies, and she loved butterflies. And I found out later on after this that especially blue butterflies are a very spiritual and resonant sign for losing a child, losing a loved one. So it's almost she was aware before, which kind of tripped me out too, because I was how did she know that? And then why is this a coincidence? And I don't believe in coincidences. But then the first couple of times I tried to leave my house, I literally I remember seeing these two blue butterflies playing in my mom's garden right out front of our house. And I said something to my boy Mike, because it clicked with me. There's something that was there that was resonant, that I wanted to say something to my friend. And he was proud of me for even leaving the house, and shout out Mike Parks. And I was those blue butterflies are really beautiful. Did you see them? And he was no. I was dude, they were floating around playing with each other right there. And I didn't think anything of it really. And the next day I came out and the same two blue butterflies were there in the exact same spot. And then I started doing some calculus and probability, and the likeliness of that happening was 1 in 100 million or something, that they were the same thing at the same time of day, whatever. And it was 3 days in a row that this happened. And by the last one, I was freaking out, telling Mike to get out of his car, and I was blue butterflies, and he thought I was going crazy. He thought I was actually going insane, because I was so passionately involved with these two blue butterflies that I was holding on to. I was obviously in a very weak place, but it was, the probability didn't make sense, you know what I mean? And I was the only one that recognized it, and I was telling everyone around me the blue butterflies are following me. And but I realized now I was going through a spiritual awakening, what people call it, but I felt I was actually going insane.
I think there's signs everywhere all the time.
Absolutely.
Even, do you feel your daughter was placed in your life to kind of help you have that awakening?
1,000%. And I would never want it to happen, but it had to in a way, because I have to accept it now. But if I didn't use this in the way that I've learned how to now, I wouldn't help as many people as I did. And she literally guides me, and it's the omens. It's The Alchemist, my favorite book. The value. I didn't even know what that meant until like asking for something or like talking to God directly, being in that essence of just trust and faith, like giving up everything. Because at that point you had to give up everything. Like, just give yourself to God and be like, use me as your tool. Like I'm not in control anymore. You're in control of me. I give you my words. I give you my brain. I give you my body. Like anything you need me to do. And then it's like, okay, what next? And then like you'll get signs, you'll get spiritual things, you'll get people that come up to you and just have a conversation with you that you resonate with them, and you're like, wow, that felt like very special. And then I just followed it, right? And then so this next like I'd say like 2 or 3 months of my life was like just looking up spirituality, trying to learn about Buddhism, Hinduism, Ram Dass, Bruce Lee, there's so many more, Eckhart Tolle, like going down the whole Paulo Coelho and like just different things that I had nothing to do but time to read. I quit everything I was doing. Like I didn't care about money, I didn't care about my bills, I was letting them stack. I did not care. Like, genuinely, I didn't pay taxes. I didn't care. Like that part of life did not mean anything to me anymore. I was like, you can put me in jail, I'm gonna survive because I'm literally living through this right now. It's not bad. So like it took away that mirage of fear that everyone has in their life of like just everything coming down on you. I was like, that doesn't matter. Because I was in so much deepness that it just didn't feel like anything anymore. And then, again, like, I know it's like a crazy long story, but after that, this other girl who like became like a really good friend of mine, Tiana, this girl was just sitting in the gym, and like I was asking for any kind of guidance, and at this time too, like I had left my ex like completely. At the time, I was just running from everything, and I just was in so much trauma. I didn't know which way was up, and it's just the truth. And this girl, I would literally have to like sit in my car for 30 minutes to an hour, crying before I go into the gym because I had so much social anxiety, and I was like coping with weed, which doesn't help the trauma, obviously. But I was smoking an eighth of weed every single day, and then going into the gym, I would like have to smoke, and then I'd have to like build up the courage to talk to every single person who would ask me like, "How are you doing? Like, how is everything?" Like, or if they asked about her at all, instant breakdown. Like I would just cripple, and my emotions would take over. It was like a complete response. I couldn't control it. Like it was visceral. Like, I can't even tell you how primal this was. Like as soon as someone brought her up, I heard her name, instant torrential downpour. I could not control the crying. Like I could not. I'd have to go back out to my car, recollect myself. It was really freaking hard. Like people like, I didn't know what depression was before. Like anything I didn't believe in. I was one of those people that like, let's just feel better. Like just don't tell yourself. But I was cripplingly like anxiety to like talk to people, and then I literally, after crying for like 30 minutes, I went inside, and then this girl was sitting there also. I could tell was very emotional. Like maybe we had just been crying, just sitting up against the wall, and she had 777 on her hand, which is pivotal to me, and then she had butterflies like up her arm. So I was like, that seems like an omen. I'm gonna go talk to this person, and I just cried for like an hour. I don't have any ego, you know what I mean? Like I'm just like go up to her, I'm like, hey, what's going on, dude? Like, are you okay? And then she was like, yeah. I was like, my name's Matt. What's your name? She was like, Tiana. And then she was explaining how like she had just gone through something extremely traumatic. And forgive me, I think she's open about this now, but she had basically just been through a very traumatic event with another man that wasn't consensual and everything like that. And she was just in a very, very dark place. And I was like, I think we should both not work out today, and we should just go talk in the car. Do you smoke weed? And she was like, yeah. And ended up being best friends and like being really there for each other during our healing through those 2 pivotal times, which I think God blessed me with that person too, because I had left everyone in my life and like I had pushed everyone away that I cared about. And yeah, for like that time period, she was just an amazing friend to me, and she helped me through a lot of stuff. And I just think it was God moving in my life, just giving me a friend that I really needed at the time. And then even until now, like that type of stuff has happened so many times where like just people have moved into my life in the perfect times where like I needed it. Because after that too, I ended up leaving like that girl in that situation to go back with my ex. And my ex we had renegotiated contact and stuff like that, so we ended up trying to figure everything out, make everything work. And moving back out to California. And then like years passed, like me just joined the healing, the smoking weed, drinking, still running from it kind of in a way, but trying to heal, trying to learn more and more about it. But nothing as pivotal as this last literal 7 months where I had like a divine union with the Holy Spirit and God in my life, and I learned what Christianity was, because I was raised like not really religious or anything like that. My family wasn't like really practicing or anything like that. We didn't go to church or anything. And my mom like has always been very spiritually aware and very like just her intuition is crazy, and I would just trust her with everything. And long story short, I was smoking a lot of weed. Me and my ex had broken up again, super depressed, all sad with myself. And then I was in the Walmart parking lot smoking weed, and one of my best friends, Coral, shout out Q, who I was in the parking lot and I was just talking to him, and he was like, dude, why you gotta smoke every time you go into a place? Like, why can't you just like walk in to any place or any store or the gym? Like, why can't you just be yourself? Why you always like, and I was like, my ego, my pride like snapped down. I was like, you don't fucking know what I'm feeling, you don't know what I'm going through. Complete defense mode, projecting, everything. I recognized that, but I needed that tough love, because that's what I needed in my life, because he was like, dude, like this shit controls you. Like all you do is just smoke weed 24/7. I've never seen you not rolling up or not smoking. Like
trying to escape what you're feeling.
100%. I didn't realize it at the time. I thought it was a social norm. I thought it was like just smoking weed to get high, but it was really bringing me lower.
Did it kind of become like an identity during that
100%. It was all about social media. Like everything was like weed, weed, weed. Like I promoted it. I was a huge advocate for it. I promoted it instead of like, I mean, it is still bigger than big pharma and everything like that, but like I didn't realize how much I was using it and how like crazy it had control over me. Like it was everything in my life at the time. And so he basically cussed me out, told me what I needed to hear, and then he was like, dude, you have like an because he was in the Marine Corps with me, he was in the trenches with me, like we went through so many hard things, marriage, divorce, like all these horrible things. He's also has this amazing son, it's a beautiful child, and like I trust his opinion a lot, because he's also like a man of God and has good moral and ethic values. Like, he's a really good man, doesn't cheat, doesn't steal, doesn't lie, any of those things, which is a really good friend to have. And basically just told me like, you're being a bitch right now, you need to like control this, or like it's gonna control you. And I was like this is not controlling me. So I like that day, like I put it down. I was like, I can show you that I'll go in and like, I'm fine. Lo and behold, that day nothing happened. And then like I think over the next 2 or 3 weeks, like sometimes I smoked and sometimes I wouldn't. And I just go into the store. And then this last time that I vividly remember, I went to smoke, and I was going in there just to get protein powder. It was 10:30 at night. Walmart closed at 11. I was just going to eat one thing. I go to smoke, and something in my brain was like, you bitch. You're getting one thing in Walmart, and you have to smoke before you go in there and purchase one single thing.
Was it his voice?
I think so. I think it was. And it was just like, no, I swear to God it was him. Like in my head, and it was like, one thing, dude. One thing, and you need weed? Like, you're a pussy. Like, who are you? And I was like, nah. Like, in my head, I was like, absolutely, what is going on with me? And I had this kind of like realization where I was like, this is ridiculous. What am I doing? Like, what am I?
Was it kind of like your ego
dying? Yeah.
Ego death.
Yes. Because I was like, this is ridiculous. Like, you don't need this in order to feel okay. Like, you're going to go into the store, you're going to get a thing of protein, you're going to be okay. And it was like this kind of realization.
Why do you think it's when you're about to go somewhere?
Because I'm afraid people are going to ask me or talk to me about it. Or like, even though I know it's ridiculous, it's not real. Like, that's a figment of my imagination, but I just think that everyone knows my trauma, and everyone knows like the things that I've been through, and like, I feel a lot of guilt and shame for it. So if anyone was to come to me and be like, hey, like, I saw like your daughter or whatever, like, how is she? Like, I would just cripple, like, absolutely lose myself. I have obviously talked enough about therapists and through God and through church and everything like that now that I can talk about it and everything like that openly, but at the time, it was crippling to me, like, because it was just so many emotions that I hadn't dealt with, and I've masked it for so long. But this time, and this is the last part of this long story, I know, but this time specifically, I walked into the Walmart, going into one thing, protein section. In the supplement section, there's two kids. There's a 16 and 17-year-old kid. One's got the L-carnitine in his hand, one got the creatine in his hand. And I'm like, this is what he was talking about. These kids don't know what they're doing, and they think about working themselves up because totally different supplements, right? I know what I'm talking about. Luckily, God has blessed me with the intelligence to know like supplementation, everything like that. I walk out to him like, "What's up, gentlemen?" I was like, "What are you guys looking for? Like, maybe I can help you." And he recognized me from social media. He recognized me from like Instagram and fitness stuff. He's like, "You work with like Bradley Martin, you do raw gear stuff and everything like that." And I was like, "Yeah, but like, besides like that, like I would like to help you with like supplements and stuff like that. If you want to like just talk about it." Went into like how alkalinity is like a fat burner, and then they had like CLA, which is conjugated acid, helps balance your good fat, bad fat, and then creatine helps with your P output and like putting water into your muscle, retaining more size over time, and just kind of breaking it down scientifically and biologically to them. And they were like, "Dude, you should talk about this stuff. It's so fascinating. Like, it's amazing." And we were just shooting it back and forth. They were really open kids. And then this kid stood up, like hair raised on his head, and I felt like, not like a threat, but I felt the energy, so I'm like looking around, like what just happened? Like something just happened. And he stood up so straight, so tall, and he's like, "Oh my God." He's like, "I feel the Holy Spirit working. I have to pray for you right now." And I was like, "What?" Like, what? And I'm not religious at this point. I don't know God. I'm not a Christian. I didn't know what was going on. He's like, "I have to pray for you right now. Can I pray for you?" And I'm not going to be like, "No, like you're not going to." So I'm like, "Okay, sure." Grabs my shoulders with his friend in the middle of Walmart at 11 o'clock at night, and he starts preaching with the weight of an 80-year-old pastor. Like, he was like, "Lord, break the shackles off this man, any enemy stronghold, any demonic entity, any darkness that's holding back this man from his future. Please break these in the mighty name of Jesus right now." Like, absolutely, like, I'm crying right now, but like, it shattered my soul into like, just the most blissful sensation came over my body. And like, he's like preaching for like 5 minutes. This is not just a quick thing. Like, things I couldn't even remember or comprehend, but like, just so visceral, so strong. Like, it wasn't his voice talking. It was like, "Break the shackles off this man, any enemy stronghold, any demonic entity, anything that's stopping this man for greatness. Lord, I see what you have in this man's future. I see the light in him, Lord." Like, just preaching. And I'm like squeezing his shoulder so hard, like, what is going on? And like, I'm crying so hard in Walmart. I'm looking around, everyone's looking at us. I'm like, "How do you have this much strength? Like, who are you? Are you a wizard? Like, what just happened?" Like, I didn't understand any of it. And like, I'm like looking around, like, at 16 years old, I'm not going to talk to people in Walmart. I'm shy. I'm not going to talk. I'm like have social anxiety at that point. I'm like, how did this man just preach and scream the mighty name of Jesus out loud in front of all these people? He did not care. He had no fear in his body. And I'm telling you, the weight that I felt lifting off my body was so profound that I was like, "Whatever you guys are buying, like, let's go get it. Like, I got you. Let's go talk in the parking lot. I want to just hang out with you. Like, can I just talk to you? What is this?" Like, I was so, like, just curious, like, in every part of my being, that I had felt this, like, just energy that I didn't understand. And they went into telling me about discipleship and his journey with Christ, and how he's like countercultural, and how his mom raised him like a very good Christian. He doesn't fall into like the cultural norms of today's society, and all these things that I actually recognized that I believed in, but I didn't know how to actually talk about it. He talked about biblical practices and all these things. I talked to them until like 1 a.m. and these are like 16, 17-year-old kids, right? So like, then he like checked his phone. His mom had like 7 missed calls. And
you mentioned 7.
Yeah.
In many different instances.
Yeah, no, it's. I mean, that might just be a subliminal thing, but I think it was. This time it was like 7 missed calls, and he was like, "My mom's gonna kill me," and I was like, "Dude, you know how you said you had like a feeling?" Because I got this emotion. I was like, "No, you said you had to like say this and you had to do these things," and like, I was just curious about all of it. I was like, "You take my number down and call me when you get home. I want to talk to her because like she made you, and like I need to tell her how thankful I am." Like, I didn't know what it was, like what the feeling was, because it was like didn't make sense in the moment, but like he was like, "Okay, yeah." But he was like, at first he was like, "I don't know, bro, she's gonna be like upset." And then like 30 minutes later, he calls me, and she was like I could hear her talking in the back, like, "Angel, like, I raised you better than this, like, you know not to be out late, all these things." I was like, "Put her on the phone." He was like, "Bro, I don't know, bro." He's like, "I don't," and I was like, "Put her on the phone." And this, again, the same peace and this love came out of me that I was like, "I am so thankful for your son. He's a blessing on this earth. His name is Angel, by the way. His name is literally Angel. And he's a blessing on this earth. He's a real life earth angel. He broke some sort of darkness that was over my body, or something that I've been holding for a long time." I told her a little bit about my story. And I was like, "I just cannot thank you enough, and how grateful I am of you, and just raising this boy like this, and just like, he's just due for so many amazing things. And I love your family so much already, because I don't think you understand how much you just helped me on my path." and like just what you've done for him. And her emotion completely changed, and she was like, Angel, I knew you were chosen one. I knew you were here for me. I knew you were so amazing. I knew you had these gifts. And all this stuff. And they ended up inviting me over for dinner the next night and giving me my first Bible. And the rest is history when it comes to like just using the testimony, the tests, all the hard things in life. And the Bible has so many profound things that resonate so deeply with me. And it's like a rule book to the simulation. If you want to take it like out of the texture of like religion, it's like an amazing rule book, a systematic response to deal with the simulation that we're in the human experience, right? If we're divine entities, divine beings that choose to come down here and live the earthly experience, because up there we have all consciousness. We can do anything we want. We are aware of all things. It's like I think we can plug in to have a human experience, right? You pick your traumas, you pick your avatar, you pick all these things, but you don't remember it. So it's like why it's so hard. And I've had strangers that like showed me this, so like that's why I believe this. But again, that kind of conflicts with religion, so I have like, a bunch of different backgrounds with it.
Before that experience, were you even able to tap into that feeling? Like, that unconditional love, that light? Like, did you even know what that
for myself? For myself, yes. Like, I think so, but not that strong being able to amplify it and control it. Like, I would feel like just giving, like moments of just like wanting to give and wanting to just love, like, they showed me that more than anything. Because before I was in such a survival state my whole life through my childhood and stuff, I actually wasn't really a vessel to receive love. So people would love me, but I could not receive it because I didn't know what love was genuinely. So like, it was really hard for me to receive love because it was really hard for me to give love. So it was. No, I just talk. So.
With your like parents growing up, did you feel like you had that kind of love at all?
Yes, my mom, for sure, but she was also dealing with a lot of her own demons, a lot of her own traumas. So it was like love, but then I didn't trust it. Because like she wouldn't be there a lot of the time, or like she wouldn't have a lot of different guys that she would be with, and like abusive, toxic relationships, drinking problem, like alcohol, drugs, everything, like pretty bad. So like it was love, but it was also like not a safe love because like it would hurt, you know. So like maybe not trust it.
Did you have you ever taken the attachment style test? It shows like what kind of attachment style you have in love.
Oh yeah, there's like avoidance attachment style. What's the other one? What's the one that's like
anxious? There's fearful avoidant.
What's the one where you pursue and you put in all the work to try and fix it because you feel like you don't deserve something?
Anxious attachment.
That's right, for sure. I always just put out the work.
Do you feel like was your dad present?
We didn't have a good relationship at all. I don't know if something was business, but it was not good relationship.
Now in life, do you feel like you've like worked on your relationship with your mom?
I feel all my family relationships. We are like so amazingly tight now through God. All glory to God. I like would go home and I would like dedicate my entire time to like making my family hang out. You know, they like everyone butts heads in my family. Everyone's very stubborn. Everyone's very prideful. They have like all these different backgrounds with all the reasons why they think that each one of them is like evil and they have like all these horrible things. And without going too far into it, I was like, we have like one life, and my brain was just like, our family's gonna get close. Like we need to accept each other, like forgiveness through the Bible, through God's word, and everything that I was learning. I would just pray for it, and also like through Bea's death, it brought everyone a lot closer because the grieving and like the pain through all that, and then not only that, a year later, my mom got diagnosed with stage 4 cancer, which she's still battling today. But all these real life situations and like real life hell allowed us to like step back from the things that don't matter and realize what actually matters. And this is our time here together, and we're blood, and we love each other, and that there shouldn't be anything separating us. It should only be love and continue to grow together. So now we have like a lot tighter of a reunion, and like I have not been close to my dad, but even this last time that I went home, I've been rebuilding our relationship for the past like probably 2 years, and he called me and he was like, I just want to thank you for like how close you brought everyone together again. Now I can move to the house and hang out with your mom and Pete and stuff and Kate, and like he thanked me and he was like, I see like you're trying to like make us closer, and I really appreciate it because it's really hard for them because they're stubborn and pride's noble, so like he probably would never move, and I'm trying to build his relationship with his brother now, my uncle, because I've sat down with my uncle, and they both talked about each other and how they both like all these things. I'm like, you guys are just living in pride. You guys are living in ego. And I'm just trying to get them closer and just trying to help my family. Yeah, just trying to do the right thing. And again, it's not me. It's like I just pray every morning that God uses me as a vessel. Like takes my voice, takes my body, takes my word. Anything that I do is for Him. I just want to serve. So it's like serving other people. So like my purpose was taken in a sense. Like that's what I felt. So now I'm giving Him my purpose is Him. Like I would just serve. I would just be there for other people and just be light in a like very corrupt world where I'm just trying to help other people and just like be there for them. And I'm not perfect, but like I know that's something I'm preaching like, but I'm like all this like I'm so fucked up. Like I fuck up all the time, and like I try to help people and I actually hurt them, and then I try to do the right thing. I try to guide people, try to save people, and then it makes them hate me because I tell people like, hey bro, like you're gaining a lot of weight, we should go to the gym. I'm very aggressive when it comes to that, and then they're like. They can either hate me or love me, but I tell people what they need to hear, not what they want to hear sometimes. So yeah, it's very interesting having that kind of spiritual anchor where I just now don't care about like stuff that doesn't matter, which is a good thing, but people aren't used to it.
You can like see through bullshit now.
100%. Like that's the best way to describe it. Like if you're not authentic, I can't even talk to you. Like if you don't like know yourself or like you're trying to be someone else, I'll literally just be like, you're not even being yourself right now.
Like it's off-putting.
And people will project and then attack you, and then like it's so off-putting. But I can't judge people either because I was in the same sense. I thought I was a gangster. I literally thought I was a young, like, just I thought I was. Yeah, I don't even know what I thought I was doing.
I think a lot of people, when they live in fear, they have to attach to an identity.
For sure.
And I think that's where the ego comes into play, with people feeling the need to like have some sense of anchor, like you said, and they find different things that distract them from the truth, which is like they are lacking something inside.
100%.
So they have to attach to an identity outside of themselves.
That's exactly what I was doing. Yeah, it's my whole life. Literally just like trying to embody personality traits of people that I looked up to, or like different Naruto or like anime was like super there for me because all these anime essentially in a nutshell is just like all these kids that go through super traumatic experiences in their life and they somehow transvert it and then make it into their fuel to then pursue a goal, right? So like I resonated so deeply with that because it's like I have all this trauma. They're doing the same thing, but they're becoming like heroes or gods amongst men and all this stuff. So like the last thing I would tap on with that is like I have this on my hands, Divine Alchemist. And like when I pray in the morning or like when I wake up, it's the first thing I look at. Because like you have the opportunity to like alchemize anything you have in your life. Like alchemy is like, for those of you that don't know, it's like turning coal into gold, or turning like dark into light, or turning like bad things into good things by adding the chemical of love. So it's like anything bad can now be transversed and turned around with God in my life into being used for something. So the testimony now of like where I was victimizing myself, felt like God hated me and everything like that. Now, when I have a conversation with someone, they're like all stressed out, and they're like, my kids are pissing me off, and like, I don't really want to be with my daughter this weekend or something like that. And like, I feel this overwhelming sensation of just not even judgment. Like, I love you so much that I want to tell you my story and what I've been through so that you can like now recognize and just be grateful for the situation because I wish I had it, you know? And I can transform people's lives, and it's so crazy because I'm using it instead of victimizing myself for it. And it's happened so many times. I speak in my church, I speak in like different public settings about this stuff, and it's like I feel like God has given me blessings through pain and stuff like that, and like He needed her out there. Like I'm so sure of that now. Like she was too good for this world. Like she'll never get hurt by like a heartbreak or a fall or anything like that. She's one of His angels, and she's back with Him by His side. She looks over me every day. I get all these symbolisms and signs all the time. It's insane. She still guides me and talks to her every single day.
And then she was sent here to help you.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I'm sure you helped her in some ways too.
She'll need a lot more. Like I promise you. Like I just feel like I did so many things wrong, and I feel like it's just really hard to think back, and that's like something I'm always gonna have to begin to do. But you just look back and you're like, I could have done this, or I feel like I could have the more, or like in this situation, and you're like, I have all these videos I just constantly look through, and like, I should have just loved you better in that moment. Or like, I should have given her the ice cream instead of like telling like just like things that keep you alive. But
I bet in her eyes she saw you in the most purest form.
I think so too,
And
because she
how wise
was.
you described her as.
Yeah, she didn't see any bad. Like, I swear she would heal people by touching her. Like, I really thought she was I mean, I really thought she was gonna change the world like that. And it was like, this is not like a normal child. And, like, I'm very aware of stuff. I'm very psychological person. Like, I'm not just an NPC who walks around unconsciously. Like, I visualize stuff and I can see for sure. Like, I deeply feel for people. And like, when I see that everyone she interacted with was just transformed by her light, and like everyone would ask about her. Like if they met her once, how's Bea? Like they were actually interested. Like they wanted to know. They wanted like to see her. They wanted to be around her because she was so bright, so amazing. Animals were just drawn to her in the most beautiful way. Like she could play with like I know how chickens run away from you. Chickens would let her like pick them up. I have like thousands of pictures on my phone where she would just